part of the Scholars on Aging, I had to do a research project, and my research project was Echoes of Emotions, which was music and how it affected older adults.
When did you first get interested in working in the field of gerontology and human development? Kind of get me up to speed as how you ended up with your undergrad degree, and what led you into your course of study, and then what pointed you in the direction of gerontology.
So the first start for my overall experience with gerontology, is that what you're asking?
Just kind of what got you in this direction.
Okay.
What motivated you to take up this course of study? Because the undergrad, again, was what?
Human development and family sciences.
Did you have a focus in gerontology at that point?
I did not. Yeah, actually, when I came in as a freshman, I was undecided, and I had like 7 different majors that I was interested in. And so I did the gen eds, and then I took, I was interested in media communication. So I took a communications class, criminology, took a criminology class, and but I also took in my introduction to HDFS, which is Human Development and Family Sciences, and it was the lifespan and development with Dr. Laura Landry Meyer, and she is a very big fan of older adults, and but she was teaching the whole lifespan, but I would go to her office hours and just get to know her more and throughout the class, and she would talk about the older adults, and I was like, yeah, that's really where my field is, and just being able to help and serve people as well is my whole background. I mean, both of my parents, they're Christian ministers, and so they have brought up my brother and I to just love people and help them, and so I felt my calling was, instead of, because you have the whole lifespan, but I felt my calling was toward 65 and plus adults.
So you felt it in your heart and your head?
Yes, yeah.
So what year did you change to lock into your degree?
Yeah, so it was my sophomore year, starting my sophomore year, because I was also interested in business as well. And I wasn't sure if I should do business full-time and then minor in human development and family sciences. I also wasn't sure if I should have done gerontology. So those 3 were kind of the main ones that I was mixing around. But human development and family sciences is very broad. And so I love the older adults at the time, but I wasn't like head-on specific, because I wanted to know if I did that as a career, there wasn't any wiggle room for me. So I saw that human development and family sciences could open up any direction for me. So I went with that for the course of my bachelor's, and then I minored in business entrepreneurship because I was really interested in that as well. But with HDFS, that's the acronym. I'm going to go with that because that's super.
Let's go with it.
that's it's super long. But with HDFS, it had opened up the opportunity to talk to people who were in the field of gerontology. I was able to work at a facility, Otterbein in Pemberville, for a little bit, and so networking and those connections helped me see, hey, this is interesting. I was working as an activities assistant in a long-term nursing facility. So I thought that was very fun, helping older adults with like social activities. Bingo, as the best thing for that they love. But also just being able to talk to my peers and talk to my faculty, as well as what their field of study was. So I had a professor my professor, Paul Standinger. He is a psychology and counselor in doing like trauma work. And that was really interesting for me as well. So hearing what he had to say about the process. Dr. Susan Pete, she is really interested in policy work as well. So that's making change for people. It doesn't have to be, it's not limited to politics. It's just making laws and for the greater good. So all of these avenues of service and being able to put that together with gerontology as well. So I was able just this past year to be a part of Ohio on Aging, or Ohio Scholars on Aging. And that is policy work, but for older adults, or specifically for older adults. So that's kind of putting together policy and the study of seeing how we can help older adults reach, whether it's Medicare and Medicaid. I know there's a lot of rules and regulations with that, or getting them help with food and getting them help with activities around their area. So yes, in a nutshell, there's a lot of opportunities with human development and family sciences.
Like you mentioned the Medicare and things of that nature, just to give you a little bit better idea of the overarching goal of the Bridge Project is we're hoping to connect, and we are in the process of connecting with individuals where we can actually have a conversation. I'm applying for Medicare. What's step one? Mm-hmm. What's step two? What's step three? Because as you know, it is very complicated and very scary for people. Very, very scary for people. Who was the first person that you mentioned? I did not get a chance to jot her name down. The one that really motivated you and connected, that you felt a real good connection with. That. What was her name again?
Yes, Dr. Laura Landry Meyer. Or
Landry Meyer?
Landry Meyer. And we affectionately call her Dr. LLM.
Dr. LLM. We'll go with that abbreviation.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
I'm intrigued by. I get the sense from you that you love both I'm going to call it right there on the front lines, working directly in a direct care or a direct activity type situation where it's almost like a one-on-one potentially with elder adults or elder care, but you're also intrigued by the policy as well. I'm where would you say you're leaning towards, or what do you find fascinating about both? That's my question. What do you find fascinating about both of them?
Oh, yeah. So with the activities side, just being able to work with adults and kind of bringing them out of their comfort zone. When I worked in one of the nursing homes, it was easy for them, especially with like physical challenges and ailments, to just stay in their rooms. And so I would either be handing out programs and just letting them know like, oh, hey, this is what's going on. Or just going in and talking to them and saying like, oh, hey, like we have bingo going on, or if you want to come and dance with me, or like do exercises, things like that, and seeing kind of their like, oh yeah, I'll definitely do that, or oh, maybe I'll check it out at a different time. But then when we actually get to the activities, seeing like them light up is just it's the price of the entry or something like that. Part of the Scholars on Aging, I had to do a research project, and my research project was Echoes of Emotions, which was music and how it affected older adults. And the project ended up with a kind of like a music mixer. And so all the people who participated in the research study, they were able to come out and a lot of them did have like memory, or some of them had memory challenges, and just hearing like Fly Me to the Moon, I saw if they were having like a bad day or like some agitation, they just got up, they were dancing and moving, which for some of the people who had like nonverbal or communication, or it's hard for verbal communication, just seeing them move, really that smile, just to music, and then some of them were crying and some of them were laughing. It's just so beautiful that I was able to direct that or help that, and just to see and interact with them. So that's the awesome part of the activities. And then on the
that's real impact on real people.
Yes.
And that's huge. Huge. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No
problem. I wanted to make that comment.
Yes.
And what's great about hearing you say it is I'm getting the sense that you actually may be having more fun or as much fun with them doing it, and it's again just a very special thing, and just so important when we talk about these topics. Okay, so policy. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So with policy, I also with Dr. Susan Pete, she has a policy class, and I took that this spring semester. So I was not only doing the Ohio Scholars on Aging, I was also doing that policy class. So those paired together, getting to see the different people within policy. Two cases, we have Ruth Bader Ginsburg, very fundamental with making change. She, hopefully I don't misquote it, but as in being the first female judge, and making sure, like, she was like there were a couple students in her class of being at Harvard Law, but just making the change and the rise for women having the right. Okay. Fact, maybe we should fact.
You want to check it? Let's fact check it.
Check.
You got your phone? Let's do it.
All right. So I don't say something.
That's, like I said, this is free flowing. This is essentially like a podcast.
Oh, okay, great. But I definitely was paying attention in my class. It's just
that goes without saying. That goes without saying.
Just want to make sure that I'm not going to say something. Okay, so she was not the first, but the second woman to serve on the Supreme Court. But yes, it's the basis of sex. That's the she's most famous for bringing that into arguing on the right that women are equal to men and gender equality. That was her push, which I very much, we watched the movie in the class, and we were working her story and just seeing overall how she was able to it was a pretty big step, but how change just moved throughout the nation. And now we see women in different parts of like in leadership. And that is very helpful to see, especially when you're an aspiring woman and you want to look to see for role models. And so that's one instance. And then another instance, we see the Loving versus Virginia case for having legalized interracial marriage as well. And that was a movement the case was in the 60s. And then now we see that it's legalized everywhere. And that is amazing to see as well, especially someone who is Black, and being able to see that marriage is not in the confines of just white and white, as
So you see the power of policy.
Power of policy. That is where thank you for bringing that back. Yes, the power of policy to make the change. And so seeing that within helping older adults and being able to recognize that anything, like, it doesn't have to be big, but it can be like, actually, this is big. The Older Americans Act and Social Security Act as well, helping them with getting compensated after all these years of work, being able to live well in retirement is pretty powerful. And just continuing to make sure that these systems are properly funded for older adults is very important and very powerful.
Well, especially for our loved ones and someday for ourselves.
Exactly.
What I'm encouraged by just listening to you speak is again, I get the sense that you have an equal love for both. Mm-hmm. And I personally think that that's a great combination, because some people are in policy, some people are people persons, and some are policy people or persons. But to be able to interact with the individuals and then take that experience with them and apply it to policy has got to be a powerful combination, I would think.
Yes.
I'm intrigued by your relationship with Dr. LLM.
Yes.
and how that motivated you to kind of focus on this as being your area. And that's what I gathered. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you tell me just a little bit more about that relationship and how it evolved into your career path?
Yeah. So we had it's not like the end of the year project, end of semester project. And I did, and we were supposed to focus on our life stage. So my life stage was, I think it was very old age, or probably old age and very old age. So the ballpark, the range, 75 and up, or so to say. And I wanted to send cards to people within nursing homes. And she was very a big advocate for that, especially because that's her field, and she just helped work with me to produce what I needed to. And I think I drew out each individual ones because I'm also very artistic, and I do drawings and paintings, and I was just drawing different things that I found on clip art, whether it was like a couple holding hands, some family member helping one of the adults, just a smile, and drawing them each individually. And it laid out, like, I think it was like 30 to 50 cards on the floor of my dorm room. And then I collected them, and we distributed them to, I think, a couple of the nursing homes that she was affiliated with around the BG area. But it's been a while, so I don't have like the full memory, but the bits and pieces, what I can remember, that was just like, oh, this is wonderful, being able to give to that community, and just knowing that it probably blessed someone, especially not everyone gets a chance to see their family members day after day. So yes, and she's been encouraging me throughout the years to do something with like whether it's to speak at or like present in the like the research symposiums that we have, or the she encouraged me to speak at the OH conference that we had, which is the people coming from all over, and it was hosted here in BG just to talk about issues on age. Which
is that a normal conference that they have every year, or?
I think it's every year. It's a different place every year.
Okay,
though.
but not BG.
Yeah. But it just so happened to be at BG this year, and I was able to, because originally I was going to present on mindful music, which is my honors project, which I'm sure I'll talk about here soon. But it worked very well that I became a scholar for Ohio Scholars on Aging, and for that program you have to present at the OH conference. So
which I don't get a sense is a problem for you.
No, not at all.
I appreciate. I guess, do you have any theater background? I'm just out of curiosity.
I did do. We didn't have a theater class because we were super small. Yeah. But we had a play we did 2 plays each year of my high school. So I did 3 years, and yeah, so that's about really all. But yeah, I do enjoy the stage. Oh, and this
didn't mean to get off topic. It's just I was a theater minor as well. And like a lot of this stuff scares people, cameras and stuff, and I get zero sense that any of this scares you.
No, yeah. Maybe just a constant, some a little bit of my ringing of my hands, but all the energy is because I love talking about I'm very passionate about it.
And that's my point, is I get that I'm sensing that passion, that confidence, and that clarity of purpose, which is, again, critical.
Yeah. This is just a side note as off topic. I did this past semester, 2 semesters to challenge myself. I did improv comedy. And so I was part of the Bad Genetics long form group.
Wow.
Yes. So that was fun.
That's the real deal there.
Yeah.
That's got to be the hardest kind of performance / comedy out there is improv.
It was, yeah.
I didn't mean to digress. I got us off track here.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
So you mentioned that you started to dial in towards the old and very old 75 plus. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you've just graduated college. Most young people who just graduate college are typically not interested in the lives and concerns of their elders. And I don't say that disrespectfully in any way. It's just something that doesn't necessarily occur to them. I'm just curious if you have a comment or a thought on what you think personally draws you to it.
Yeah, so we'll dial it all the way back to when I was, I think, 6 or 7, selling Girl Scout cookies with my mom, and we were going door to door, and one of our neighbors, she was probably, 75, 80, and as a kid, you're just asking questions, like, thinking back now, I'm like, maybe this wasn't the best, but I just asked her, I was like, where's your husband? And she was like, he has passed away. And I was like, oh, you're all by yourself? And just generally like concerned. But I was like, can I come over and can I spend time with you? Aside from the cookies, like, can we just hang out? And she was like, I would love that. And so I went over after, a couple more times and tried to stay in contact with her. Miss Ruthie was her name. But ever since then, if I saw like an adult alone, I was like wanting to go over there and say, hey, how are you doing? And just trying to also like think about it now from a standpoint, how can I help in combating loneliness? Because that's a big piece. I think we saw a lot of that with COVID, and just being able to reach out and just have like a face, a smile, and touch is a big thing too, just giving a hug. And yeah, so just from that young age on, and I know that I just didn't want to, I just wanted to broaden my horizons with human development and family sciences. But now making the effort for my master's degree to be gerontology, because I really do love helping the elderly.
What would you say to your peers to encourage them and just articulate the value of that kind of connection with older adults? What would you say to encourage them?
I think there's a lot you can gain from them. There's a lot of wisdom that they have, and just taking the time to be with someone, a loved one, or even someone that you've never met, because there's so much life that they've lived, and just asking them like, oh, what was your family life like, or what advice do you have for me? Because you're going through that time that they did previously, and they've already lived it. So I know we have our parents, but just seeing that there are other adults too, and just as well as that intergenerational too, because when I go into like a nursing home, they'll ask me what I'm doing, and so there's and I can share what's going on in my life, and then it's just a whole dialogue of the just different stories that we're sharing back and forth, which I think that's a key point, or something that I would suggest. And it doesn't even have to be older adults. It could be anyone that you're maybe doesn't have to be every day, but just to reach out and say, hey, like, I want to know more about you. And I think in this life, some people don't even talk to their neighbors, and they've lived there 30 years and so on. So just shedding a light on having that connections. Yeah.
What were your big takeaways from working at the facility in Pemberville?
Oh,
it was Pemberville, right?
Yes, Pemberville. Yeah. So I worked there only for a short while, my freshman year, but because I had volunteered at Otterbein and St. Mary's in my high school. So being able to work as an activities assistant, I had my little cart, and I went around and I was like, hey guys, it's time to play bingo, which the crowd, was always, it got bigger and bigger. And as well as gaining my confidence, because I was an assistant, but sometimes I was leading the activities, and it was just me. And confidence, I had confidence, but I was still growing, still learning to be in front of a crowd, and just in my thoughts of like, I'm here to help them, not and I'm here to enjoy and connect with them. So when they even if there aren't any smiles, I just want my prize. It's a sense that they're out and about, they're socializing, and there's a lot of people who are there, so they would sit with their friends. And so yeah, just being able to and I had to project too, because there's some people who weren't able to hear me, which I wasn't used to that, because I didn't really like yelling at people, but you're yelling at them to help them. So to get more into that. And then just I would sit with them and talk to them. They would talk to me about their life, romance, mystery, and so it's very, very interesting. And they would always say, not a lot of people, as you were saying, like not a lot of young people come in and talk to us. So it's a breath of fresh air.
So gerontology versus memory care, because echoes of emotions and mindful music lean in towards the memory care, dementia, Alzheimer's zone. Do you want to be a generalist in gerontology, or do you feel like you're drawn specifically to the memory care aspect of things?
I really, going forward, if it's anything older adults, that'd be wonderful. But yes, I also have an interest with music and memory. So talking a little bit about music and memory from, here's my business side. We got the policy side and the gerontology side. So here's a little bit about my business side. I entered the Hatch 2 years ago now.
And let's just, for the viewers, let's explain what the Hatch is.
Oh, yes,
for our viewers.
For sure. The Hatch is BGSU's version of Shark Tank. And so there's a group of students who come up with an idea, and then they pitch their idea to real live investors. And whether that's, because it's been switched over the years, so whether that's a live panel of investors, or that's for like a poster board presentation in front of people, or for just an audience to vote on who has the best pitch. And it could be a concept, or it could be an actual physical product and also a service. So I was a hatchling, and they have that idea because they want your ideas to hatch out of an egg like a chick, and that's the idea. And my idea was mindful music, which was an opportunity to study. It was an app idea. It was just an idea to have students listen to their concepts and terms on the go. So we have AI generator, which is ChatGPT, and you can type in the lyrics to, let's say, any song, let's say like Fly Me to the Moon, and you can put the tune of, put my English facts to Fly Me to the Moon. And it'll come up with the lyrics, or kind of how the beat is for the lyrics. So you can sing whatever comes up on this generator, and it's your concepts and terms to the song. And that was my idea. And then I ended up not really pursuing that idea afterwards, but it was a great experience to network and understand what goes on to run a business, see the investors, hear their story.
Don't worry about any of that. It's all part of the grit of creating this production.
Okay, yeah. So, and being able to see what, because like there's the classroom experience, and then there's the outside of the classroom experience. And I talked to people, I called people. Cold calling was a little hard for me, but emailing people and making those connections throughout the campus. And that was my, I think, even though it didn't really go as far with the idea, or that idea, I think out of that experience, it was very great, because networking and connections was literally life. Yeah, so... And then, because I'm also an honors student, I I realize I'm looking at you.
I know that you went into pitch mode, didn't you? You went into pitch mode. I noticed it. It's great. I love it.
All right. But I'm an honors college student, and I need an honors project. And so I was thinking that I could use my Hatch idea for my honors project. But I also wanted to do something within my field, because that's really helpful. If you're passionate about something, you're going to be able to write a lot about it. And I needed over 20 pages for the honors project. So I focused on something that I was passionate about and switched the business idea. Instead of concepts and terms, for students, the target market is switched, and it's for older adults. And instead of concepts and terms, it's like contacts and messages and journal entries, and trying to focus on music and memory. And one of the things that I saw within the research is that the one of the things in the brain when you're first developing is that music. Should I look this up to?
I want you to be comfortable with what you're sharing.
Okay.
So feel free to look anything up that you need to.
Okay, because I can.
I'm going to take a moment, take a sip of water.
Okay, perfect. Because I can pull this from my paper because I already did the research.
That's why you wrote it down.
That's why I wrote it down. So, no, it's the M. Okay. I did not. I was thinking of like a acronym, which is MMH, but I can't just like type in MMH. And but I did find.
You like your acronyms, by the way. HDFS, Dr. LLM.
Yep. There's a lot of things going on in my brain, so if I have the acronyms, I can kind of pull. This says music memory involves multiple brain areas working together, including the temporal lobes for pitch, the cerebellum for rhythm and timing, and the hippocampus and amygdala for emotional memories and recollection. The prefrontal cortex is also involved in memory and emotion, while the auditory cortex processes sound. Different parts of the brain handle different aspects of music, with the hippocampus specifically playing a crucial role in storing and recalling musical memories. And within the research, maybe it's part of the hippocampus is one of the parts of the brain that is the first one to develop, or one of the first ones to develop when you are at birth, and then it's one of the last to deteriorate.
Yes, I have heard that music is one of the last things to go.
Yes, so that is very impacting with trying to figure out, okay, so because with the honors project, it's an overall service, or how can you impact your community? And one of the things from the Hatch was music and memory. What is something that's big within the community of older adults with music and memory, or memory, which is dementia, and then which is an umbrella term, and then Alzheimer's is within dementia, which is one of the biggest memory loss diseases. And so thinking, music, what can we do with music to help? Because a lot of people listen to music. I wouldn't want to say everyone, but it's all around the world. It's on radios, and you can see it throughout movies, and just any little jingle. I know we have how we learned our ABCs was put to a jingle, and that's music. So bringing that into an idea, business idea, or just a way to promote it in general. Right now, the idea has been used in my honors project, and maybe it will become a business idea in the future. But right now, it's just promoting how music and memory can correlate together. And so mindful music has turned into an app on, the idea is an app on your phone. And obviously having videos to help, because technology as well for the older generation can be difficult, because it is part of this new generation. So just having a way around instructors to help make that process easier. And then on the interface of the app for the users, just being able to click whatever genre they're interested in. And then maybe they have a favorite song, and but they're able to see, you have to, I'm still mixing and processing what it would look like, but their journal entries would be uploaded to the app, and then whatever song they pick, the song will play, and it'll be their journal entries or their contacts, because they can then listen to what maybe they have forgotten over the years, because I know with journal entries, it's could be from the time they're a child and on. And then contacts can be knowing, like, oh, yes, that's my mom who's calling, or, oh, that's my nephew who's calling, and just maybe little facts about that contact, so in form of song. So that's kind of the idea with mindful music and how it can help.
So with the honors project, did you actually employ some of these techniques? And if so, what was the experience like?
So with the honors project, it was really like the how it would work. The actual of it happening has not happened yet. So it's mindful music through Echoes of Emotions. Where is it? Echoes of Emotions through mindful music.
I wanted to get to Echoes of Emotion next.
Yes, so. It's kind of, it's both.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get a sense of.
Paired together.
Initially it wasn't, and then they came together.
Yeah. Yes, and so that worked very well, because I had, because I was able to do research with Ohio Scholars on Aging, and the component for the honors project is mostly research. So both having the mindful music idea as well as Echoes of Emotions, which is you're playing music and so I played 1 minute long of whatever song they wanted to listen to, and then I would just ask them questions about how that music made them feel, and then if any memories, could they recall any memories, and then just asking the staff as well, because the staff also participated. And this was at the BG Manor, which is a long-term facility care, and asking the staff if they saw how music affected older adults. And they were saying that, once again, with patients that have they no longer have verbal communication, them getting up, them dancing, some people fully recalling lyrics and singing, which is very amazing to hear. And just, if they were stressed or if they were agitated, the day completely changing for them. And then obviously when there's a musical gathering, there's a lot of people there. And so you're able to connect with people who like music, and sing along with your people or just be there. And that connection is a big thing. So that was kind of where the project was focusing on. And then the next steps is get that business idea rolling.
Were the folks at the care community surprised from what they saw happen when you were doing the Echoes of Emotion work with them?
Do you mean the residents or the
Both.
staff? Some, maybe the residents would be surprised or just like, oh, why am I crying? Or they would just fully embrace it. They would just be like, this is a beautiful memory. I don't think the staff was surprised because I think they've seen it before. And I think they were more thankful that it was going on. And I think it would just be great. I wish I could have done it longer. But that was towards the end of graduation. But I really did love my experience there. And if I wasn't going to Florida, I'd love to, still just be, I was a volunteer there because I also did volunteer work because I'm was part of the Thompson Family Scholar Program, and they do volunteering and giving back to your community is a big thing with the scholarship. So I was volunteering with them, and I loved my experience doing that.
So with Echoes of Emotion, can you just share some of the more profound experiences? Did you have someone who was nonverbal that then began to sing? I'm just curious at some of the things that you experienced, because one of the things that I know with memory loss is that a lot of times they begin to at least appear to shut down in terms of you may be talking to them or sharing something with them and you're not getting that feedback from them. Mm-hmm. But they are actually taking, even though they're not expressing it, it's so important to put on a piece of music or sit by a window or just have a conversation, whether or not they verbally answer or not, because mm-hmm. that input is still getting there. It is still being processed. You may not be receiving it. And that's what I think is so amazing about your, both the Echoes of Emotion and the mindful music is that it seems like music is, it's not a cure, but it's a key mm-hmm. to connection.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious if you were able to experience a connection of some kind through the music during your project time. Yeah.
So I didn't have any nonverbal residents because we needed it was kind of like an interview style because we needed to ask them like, how did the music make you feel and what memories can you recall? So we didn't have that in that interview process, but with the music mixer, some of the people who came through, they were nonverbal, and which was good because I would play music and for the residents, a one-on-one, really anyone was invited for the music mixer. But it was great to see that they, even though they couldn't participate in the initial, that they were able to participate. And there were some that were having a stressful day, and they change of pace, upbeat, moving, bopping, getting into it, grooving, and starting to like hum and sing to some of the songs, which was very, I was like, oh, it's very sweet. But of course, definitely doing this this kind of exercise, implementing it more if I, or when, let me say when.
I like that.
Yeah. When I so I'm for the viewers, I'm moving to Florida, Fort Lauderdale area, and I'm looking for a job within my field. And if it's within either if it's in home care, or in a long-term nursing facility, being able to implement the exercise with just listening to one song, and then, get the ball rolling for mindful music. And just maybe it could be a group of people, or it could just be a one-on-one, because having that intimate relationship with someone going through the memory loss challenges can be really meaningful for that person. Just, I think any form of connection with people, whether it's in-home care, one-on-one, or one-on-one within a nursing facility or a group of people, will be a wonderful time to just help them with the music and memory area. There we go.
Both your research, your projects, both Echoes of Emotion and the work you've done with mindful music, and your experience that you had working, and even your personal stuff that goes all the way back to 6 years old. Can you just talk a little bit about the power of music and the impact of connection? And I'm thinking about the viewer or the listener who is maybe a home caregiver, a loved one, and they are desperately looking for any tool that they can find that will make a positive impact not only on their loved one's life, but to help their situation, because it's obviously a very stressful situation when you're dealing with someone with memory loss. So if you could maybe just talk a little bit about your thoughts on the power of music based upon not only your research, but your experience and the impact of connection.
Yes, so music, anytime you're listening to music, music brings people together, for one. Let's just say a concert, for example. There's so many people who want to listen to that specific artist, or and they're all grouped together and they're all singing the same song. So actually, my church just had a Rock of Ages, and it's food, fun, and fellowship, and also music. And the director of the she was directing the songs and everything, and she had, so there's over 3,000 people in this big tent, and she had us all sing together, and it was amazing, just the connection and all of us singing. We were trying to sing so everyone could hear, but it brought me to tears. And just having, so that connection of being all together for your loved ones, being with them and listening, whether it's listening to music, holding their hands and listening to music, or it's we're singing a chorus from, like I know there's some church services within nursing facilities, whether we're singing or listening to music, just feeling that connection and being with your loved one, being with the people around you, because that's what we need, the relationships together, and literally put aside everything, money and the jobs, and just to be together, I think is what is needed. And just reach out, give that person a call, tell someone you love them, and that's where the music and the emotion and everything coming together. But yeah, it can either make you laugh, it can either make you cry.
And both of those are okay.
Exactly.
And again, based upon your research and experience, building upon what you just said, the power of the music to bring back those memories and interestingly enough, create new moments.
Exactly. Yeah. It's I think it's God's gift to man. It's very amazing. And yeah, it's like a chain reaction. As like you said, new moments every single time. And one of the residents said that it was giving them, they were so calm and they were so peaceful, and it just whisked them back to just the memory of them listening to music, and it made them feel safe. And I'm like, that's amazing that music can do that for you.
With my mom, a couple things, because I'm a Jesus guy as well, and one of the gifts that I've been given is and my mom is as well. She's very impactful and very much a part of my faith journey, but she was not a churchgoer.
Mm-hmm.
And but now we go every week.
Yeah.
Because like, hey mom, let's go.
Yeah.
And she wants to go and get out and about. And I've seen her sing before. I've never seen her sing before.
That's awesome.
And then she's an Elvis girl.
Okay.
She loves the king, Elvis.
Oh, well, of course.
Rock and roll king. And she has a great friend at her care community who also loves to sing. So I get a great combination when I put Elvis Presley singing Amazing Grace, and it's like a win-win-win for
there
everybody.
We go, yeah.
And so in small ways, I've seen the power of it, and I'm encouraged by it, and I just want to share with you that first of all, I love the term echoes of emotion. I just love it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's helped me find new ways to connect with my mom.
That's awesome.
Is through music.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to find out the things that you accomplish and do moving forward. Is there anything that you would like to talk about that we haven't covered on this, about your experience, about your thoughts on the matter, just in general? Again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to share with people tools and opportunities and just experiences that other people have that they can connect with and build a community, because this can be a very lonely time for people, not only people that are getting older, just in general, that are in great health.
Yeah.
Isolation is a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then you add the memory care aspect to things, and a lot of families feel alone in it.
Yeah.
There's guilt, there's shame, there's embarrassment, and there's just a lack of knowledge in what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything that you would just want to share with anyone out there that might be just looking for something to hold on to and to kind of help get them through the next day when it comes to, again, all of your experiences and all of your ideas that you have? What would your last word of encouragement be to them?
Yeah, I would just say that you're never alone. I know, like you were saying, that this disease can be isolating and you're not sure what to do. It's very stressful. But there are opportunities on end. There's a lot of funding as well with the systems. People don't, they don't know where to go.
That's again one of the things that's why we're trying to connect with
Exactly.
all these great organizations that have incredible programs.
Yes.
And they just don't know where to start. They just don't know where to start. And that's, again, one of our goals as a communications organization, is to try and communicate that, hey, you know what? Folks in our community that are our viewers and our listeners, these people are here. So let's talk to them.
Yeah.
Talk to people like you, talk to people from the Alzheimer's organization or just area office on aging. And let's ask the questions that people are having at their kitchen tables saying, I don't know what to do about this. Let's talk to the people that do.
Yeah.
Let's talk to the people that do. And again, that's what our goal is. And again, I appreciate you taking the time to share your experience, especially at this early stage of your career, and to bring your passion and love and genuine love. Because what I have, the amazing thing about this project, and we're still, as you know, we're very early on with it, is everyone I have talked to, including yourself, who's just getting started. I've talked to individuals that are getting close to retirement.
Nice.
This is not a career, it is a calling. It is a way of life.
Yes.
And we wish you all the best, and thank you for just sharing part of your journey with us. Again, anything else that you want to mention or before we wrap things up?
I think, well, I know my mom, she's the one who, my mom and my dad are my role models, another great role models, but she's the one who inspired me and helped me with the mindful music aspect. And she was thinking, or she was reading the Psalms, and it's like a set in stone of like musical lyrics that David was writing, and that he got the knowledge from God. And so that we're seeing that all the way back when, and now we're here, and that music is such a fundamental part of our lives, and that I think, God wants us to connect with people, and he wants the best for us, and that healing of being totally clear and being able to think strong and so succinct. So just being able to, Spotify it's right on your phone, being able to listen to that. And then if you don't have a phone, going to if you're able to move and go to a nursing home, and they have like activities I'm sure you could just sit in on, or just listening like in a car radio, or just singing to yourself and singing to others, getting a group, calling on your mom, your dad, or your brothers and sisters and close friends, or whomever that you want to talk to, and just reach that connection. Because once again, just to really state this, that you aren't alone in your journey, and just have so much love for you all. And I'm just so blessed to continue on this journey, and I'm so excited for all the people that I'll meet, and I'm very thankful to you, Mark, to reach out and give me this opportunity to share on all that I have learned and what I will continue to learn going forward. So,
and when we connect with our loved one, whether they have memory issues or not, no matter what the age difference is, take a moment, sit down, and listen to a song.
Exactly. One song at a time. Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. Yeah.